Hey, good afternoon, everybody. We're the Two Old Farts. My name is Chuck.
And I'm Lou. I'm the better looking of the two old farts, even with all my red eyes and red shirt and everything else.
Yeah, you're the better looking one when you actually look into the camera instead of at the at your laptop screen.
Well, you know what your mom used to say, and my mom and dad used to say, "Look at me when I'm talking to you." So I got to learn how to look at the camera, not at you.
Oh man, hang on, let me adjust my camera a little bit. So
You know, when you get to be an old fart, it's hard to break habits.
it is,
Besides
it
that, your
is.
mom's not in here slapping me around, so I got to figure out how to do things on my own.
So how'd you like the football game today?
Well, the first couple minutes of it was reminded me of we need to get a new coordinator, both offensive and defensive coordinators. But then in that second quarter, they picked it up, started playing football. And it kind of reminds me of something I've always said in high school and college. That's why I love those sports. It's all about attitude. Somebody got
Yeah,
them boys on the sideline and said they came to play and they're gonna beat you. You know, and you change that mindset that we're not the best, so we can whoop anybody. You know, the other team
right.
don't play that.
That's true.
You know, uh, but I thought it was a pretty good game. I thought Kansas State came to play, and once that momentum gets started, it's hard to catch up.
It is. But you know what though? K State looked good. Deuce Vaughn, the offense, when they were picking up tempo, they were looking really good.
Yes, they were, and I think that coach got them going in the right direction, and I think they're going to be good next year.
Oh yeah, I think they're legit. I think they're going to
Yeah,
stick around
yeah.
at the top.
I don't think they're losing a lot, so it's going to be interesting to see. We'll see what happens with the two games this afternoon and tonight.
Yeah, the other game it started about 10 minutes ago, or maybe it's starting right now. It was at Michigan and
Yeah,
TCU.
yeah. I don't think Michigan's going to have too much problem. I think it's going to be a good game, but I think Michigan will win pretty good. Now that Georgia Ohio State game, I think it's going to be a toss up. I think I think Georgia has a better team personally, but I tell you, I think Ohio State's ready to play, and they got a great ball club. So I think it's going to be probably the best game of the day.
And that's probably why they put it on at night. Plus, Georgia being the number one team.
Yeah. So, but it's going to be fun to watch. But I tell you, we have pretty good luck in the Sugar Bowl. We haven't done too bad. So,
We
you
typically
know,
don't do good, Dad.
and what's sad, we're 11-2, but to most of us old farts, that's not good enough. We ought to be in the championship game. Uh,
Well, with Saban, we typically always are in the championship, whether
yeah,
we win it or not. At least we're there.
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
But that's why you play the game. That's what makes it fun.
you could argue and say, well, we had like last second field goals that beat us, but at the other hand, if you were Alabama, you should have beat them.
Yes, and we should not have been in that position for them to kick a field goal and win.
Nope.
Of course, I got it. Saban made some decisions or allowed some decisions I haven't really seen for going for 2 points on some of those plays, and I would just went for the one and see what happened. But anyway, that's why I'm here and he's there.
When you go for two, in my opinion, you're playing from behind and you're showing fear.
Yes, you're saying, well, we don't think we can beat you, so we got to take a chance.
Right.
Yeah. So
For the other teams that are trying to take a shot at Alabama, I say, shoot your shot and go for two. Because, I mean, what do you have to lose? You're the
exactly,
underdog. You're playing to win. When we play for two or we do onside kicks, we're behind or we're playing
yeah,
like we're from behind.
exactly. Yeah, and see that's mentality too. That I think that carries, even though from a coaching point of view, you think you're doing what's right for the team to create some, but I think that mentality carries over to the team as well. They start thinking, feeling the same way. So, but anyway, that's what makes it fun, and that's why I enjoy watching the college and high school sports.
So you know what today is, old man?
What's today?
Look at the
Days
calendar.
days the 31st. We're
The
getting ready to close
31st.
out this year and start a new year,
That's right. It's the last day of the year.
the last day of the year. So,
And we're getting our podcast in finally.
yep.
It only took,
So
what, 4 or
hopefully
5
we'll
days?
get this thing set up and get some new equipment that you got for me and see how that goes. And uh, I'm excited about doing that and see where it goes. I did listen to the old man podcast the other day. Pretty good. I was going to call you yesterday and see if we could call in, then just kind of got behind.
Yeah, you were hanging out with two of my uncles and you never even called me.
Well, what can I say? We had a good time. Leonard called me about 11 o'clock. He said, I'm on the way down. He said, I'm going over Bobby. You want to meet us over there? I said, sure. And Uncle Bobby looking pretty good. You know, if all the health issues he's had in the last couple of years, he is looking really good. And I got to give a shout out to the VA hospital, Audie Murphy here in San Antonio. Uh, he's been seeing a private doctor, and he's had a couple of major surgeries and heart transplant, not a heart transplant, but operations, those kind of things. Finally talked to me going to the VA. One is because he's have a lot of fluid build up, and it was having a hard time getting it drained. So the VA took him in. I took him over there, and we got it all squared away. So he's doing pretty good.
But if you didn't know what that meant, it meant like get a little bit back from wherever you're looking because
Well, I
I
thought
was
you were
getting a
trying
little.
to tell me to stop talking.
No, no, that would be like stop, stop. No, it was I was getting a little bit of feedback. So again,
Okay.
for our few people who do listen on a regular basis, and including the Old Man podcast, big shout out to you. Uh, you can't probably hear it, but the static, I'm sure, will come across in the episode. And two, most people probably don't realize or remember that you're just about this side of deaf. So
Hey,
he has hearing aids, people. So it can be a challenge technologically, even when things are working for him to hear us.
that's true. And sometimes what I hear is not what I hear.
No,
Boy,
it's
your
not.
mom has a hard time with that because not only my hearing loss is just a hearing loss, but also has to do with words and sounds. You know, what I think I hear is not what I hear.
And you also have a hard time, a bad, not a hard time, a bad habit of you just shaking your head, going, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I ask you, and then you're like, no, I didn't hear it. And I'm like, come on, man. If you don't hear it, s- speak up. Tell people, hey, I did not hear you. Can you please repeat it?
Yeah,
It's
but
it's
sometimes,
not it's not it's not a sign of weakness for you to ask for that, Dad.
yeah, but sometimes it gets a little embarrassing when you do that, and you know,
I get
but
it, but you need to get past the embarrassment because being able to hear or have something spoken so you can hear it is it's not embarrassing. We
anyway,
live in different times, Dad. No, don't try to brush it aside. It's that's your right to ask for somebody to repeat until you can hear and understand.
see this shirt?
Yeah, I see it. I see you trying to change the subject too.
Yeah. Guess what that shirt represents?
Excellence in all we do.
1992 national championship team, Gene Stallings.
One of the Junction Boys
Yep, my second favorite coach,
next to Bear Bryant.
which Bear Bryant. And of course, Nick Saban follows in there. It's number three. But I got to tell you, I had a good visit yesterday with Uncle Bobby and Uncle Leonard. We went to Bubba 33's on 1604 and had lunch. Outstanding customer service.
Really?
The young man who was our waiter, I looked around and Uncle Leonard had ordered a lemonade, mango lemonade. So I said, that sounds pretty good. Let me try that too. Looked around here, already drank that one down, and the guy was bringing another one. Didn't even ask if he wanted one, just brought it over. You know,
Okay.
and that's the kind of service that we got there. The food was great, uh, but service was good. So if you're on that side of town, go try Bubba 33. Your mom and I have eaten there, you know, a couple of times, and it's always been pretty good.
Is it on 410?
1604, just from Calabria.
Okay.
Uh, so,
Is it where the old God, I can't remember the name of that damn restaurant. It's changed names a couple of times.
well, it's just right down from the GMC dealership, in between just down from the GM. Before you get to GMC and the Honda dealership, there on the right hand side, going towards 10. Uh,
Going towards
in that
Shanefeld
area. Yeah, between Shanefeld and
and Calabria.
Calabria. So, but it's good food, good place to go. They have good drinks and even have some Yingling.
All right.
So if they have Yingling, it's got to be a good place.
Yeah, that you hope for. You hope so.
Now, I'm not sure how many people in Texas know what really good beer is, because Shiner is right there at the top. But I'm gonna tell you, Yingling's right there with it.
So, what are you going to do tonight for New Year's? Are you going to sleep in the new year?
Yeah, your mom and I going to watch a little show. I'm gonna watch the football games and see how that Ohio State and Georgia game goes, and look out the back door and see the fireworks from SeaWorld and place it around like that, and
So, are
watch
you
the
going to stay
thing.
up at midnight?
Now I'll probably just watch the ball drop in New York City, and after that, and we'll see. How about you? What are you doing?
I might go to sleep. I don't know. You got to remember, we are the two old farts.
Yeah.
That is what we do.
So,
Hey, and speaking of the two old farts, our podcast, we've been doing pretty good this week. So we recorded the day after Christmas, didn't we?
yeah,
So we did a one on Christmas Day, and then we did one the next day.
you're
So
a short one. Just they're out there. Finally got myself to work.
right. So on the 26th we had 11 downloads, and on the 27th we had 11 downloads.
Oh, that's
Then it
good.
dropped down to 6, then to 2, back up to 4 yesterday, and we're up to 5 today.
Oh, good.
So on social media, I went out and did a little social media engagement, some
Uh
tweets and
huh.
whatnot. And let me see here. We got so far for this month, we're up to 77 downloads here in the United States, 9 from Germany, 5 from the UK. Get this, 2 from Ecuador,
Oh, wow. They're getting
one,
some.
yeah, 1 from Canada, 1 from Ireland, and 1 from New Zealand.
I got to tell those folks in Ireland, a good little Irish blood in us, so need them to listen in to us a little bit, give us some feedback.
Yep, and we got some Scottish, Irish, some Welsh.
Yeah.
So we've been doing pretty good worldwide on our statistics, Dad. I don't know how long they listen. They probably listen like, oh, these guys are shit. I don't know. Maybe if we had started a true crime podcast, I don't know. That's what Brenda and Mackenzie listen to. That's probably why they don't listen to us, because they're listening to true crime podcasts. Those seems to be dominating everything.
Well, these other, like I was listening to the old man, and they're on for a couple of hours.
Yeah, he's got like
Uh,
an hour and a half long, but he's got a lot of
yeah,
commercials and stuff too.
yeah, and then that one I was listening to is talking about the sweet potato pie
Yeah,
that
that his
that
grandmother
Grammy
cooked.
made. Yeah. But he got a lot of people working with him too on that.
Well, yeah, he's got a couple thousand people that like all the time listen to him.
Now I mean
We have
that
like
works
yeah,
on
we have
helping
like
him with his
we got 2 or 3 people at a time. He's got thousands that listen. When we get that big, I tell you what, old man, we will get a podcast studio and we will do this.
So we're
But
gonna
we're
have
just a
the
couple old no, we're just a couple old farces winging it.
so who we're gonna name as the executive? Don't say your mom, of course. She put a squelch on something I might want to say or do.
How would she know? She don't even listen to the podcast.
That's true.
Mm-mm. We should do a pause right here and for commercial um, announcements.
Okay, what you got?
A pause for commercial. We don't announcements.
Well,
No,
we
but
put. Yeah, we talked about Bubba's 33. We have to go back to the Mad Pecker and see those guys.
you know what? Those guys aren't paying us. They're not even giving us free food or beer.
Well, maybe we need to talk to them and say, hey, look, we're going to put you on our podcast again, and I need a beer or something.
And they were like, I tell you what, when you get 100 people to download one episode, we'll come talk. We
But
probably, you know, what we need to
anyway,
do. We probably need to get some T-shirts and hats made up for ourselves.
speaking of beer, when we're going to make some more?
Mm,
You mentioned back in the summer that we're going to make another batch. So,
I'll have to get some more beer, and then we can try to make some more.
yeah, that was a pretty fun episode. We could tape that and what we're doing and see how it goes.
Yeah, we could try that.
Because your Uncle Bobby and Leonard, we got talking about that yesterday with both of your grandfathers, them making beer and stuff, and how they used to bottle it
Hey,
one
hey,
bottle at a
back up,
time with that bottle cap.
back up. You're getting staticky.
Okay.
You're getting all excited, getting up on the microphone.
Just habit. I wasn't trying to get to the microphone. I was just moving around, not being
Yeah,
still.
I know, I know.
Just, but anyway, what's all that stuff you got on that little bed or whatever that thing is behind you there? I see all that stuff there. Stuff
Oh,
hanging on your wall. And stuff.
that's on the wall, or my? You talking about my ho 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 sport jacket?
I'm looking at all that stuff you got back there.
That's the same stuff that's in every episode. You talking
Yeah.
about the posters on the wall?
Oh yeah, and all the stuff you got on the bed, all them places you've been.
Well, they're just different posters from different bands that I am too lazy to get framed, and I have not very good eye, so I need to maybe snap a chalk line across so I can start putting the pictures up.
That's what they
But
make levelers for.
yeah, I know, but I'm lazy. Yeah, I got a lot of posters to frame. A lot of signed memorabilia from Google Dolls, Hate Breed, the band
Yeah.
Accept.
Oh yeah, you got a lot of stuff. A
Yeah, I got
lot
a
of
lot of
good
stuff.
memories.
A lot of concerts. A lot of concerts.
Yeah, we got to check out a couple here pretty soon. Get back
Yeah,
into
we
it.
yeah we got it. It probably not till what, February, I think, that we have a concert.
Yeah, I think February or March we got one coming up with Gene Watson.
Gene Watson.
So
So
that'll
from
be
what
pretty
I'm
good.
so from what I'm tracking on setlist.fm, and these are only for the artists that and concerts that I can remember, or for artists that are actually updated and loaded within setlist.fm.
Oh yeah,
I have been to over 368 concerts in my lifetime with over 260 artists.
that's that's pretty awesome. That's a lot of money.
Yep.
You could be you could be giving some of that to me. I could be putting it in the bank.
You could be giving some of that to me.
I did. I
When did you give me money?
I put you in that position to make what you got.
Oh,
All them
okay.
whoopings you got.
So for 2022, my first concert of the year was on February 1st, which was Enforced, Gate Creeper, Obituary, and Municipal Waste. And the last one was on December 16th with Malevolence, Ginger, and POD and Space of Variations. So let's see, that's 20, 40, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64 bands this year, separate bands that I saw this year.
Those are good times and good memories.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
But you got to
that's
remember,
what
a
we.
lot of those shows had like 3 or 4 of those bands on the
Yeah.
bill. So,
But see, the good thing about that, when they get old fart like me, you don't get around as much. You have some good memories, jumping off the
yeah, thank
stage and all that stuff, all that fire stuff.
yeah, all that fire from Ramstein, man, fire
Yeah.
everywhere.
That's pretty
Jumping in the
awesome what
mosh,
they do and how they do it.
yep, jumping in the mosh pit, getting called an old man at the Hate Breed concert. Hey, did you see that video I shot? Not shot, but the Happy New Year thing I posted on Facebook.
No, I haven't been on Facebook today too much. So
Oh man,
got up this morning and went to my favorite place to get some breakfast.
where's that?
That's Whataburger.
Oh
Got
yeah,
some pancakes and sausage. And this girl
yeah,
said, "You want a senior drink?" I said, "Do I look that old already?" She just laughed, gave me a
yeah.
cup. The other day, oh, this is funny. Your mom said, "I think I want something from Taco Cabana," because you know she always gets those frozen margaritas. So usually when I go, they'll ask for, "Are you 21?" I think so. You know. So this time when I ordered, she didn't ask me. So I got to the window. I said, "Do I sound that old?" She just started laughing. She never answered. So I guess I do. Yeah. But we got some good food. They have good drinks and so take care of the
Yep.
businesses around us. You know. So, but it's fun.
So you haven't seen any of the social media stuff, man. I made a New Year's video for us for the two old farts. Posted some stuff on Twitter for the two old farts. Trying to drum up, social media engagements.
I saw some of that stuff on Facebook that you did that you talked about. I just hadn't been on today and looked at what you did.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Then what was the other? But you gave me not Twitter, but
Instagram.
Instagram. Went on there and checked some of that stuff out.
Okay.
So I'm starting to change a little bit, trying to
Yeah. In the new
figure it
year,
out.
once we get your new equipment set up. So for those of you that don't know, I got my dad a little Yamaha 6-channel mixer. I'm giving him a pair of my headphones that have the 1/4 inch jack. He's going to have a new microphone that has
New
XLR
microphone.
inputs. So we're going to try to get all of that set up and have it working. And what else? And then I'm going to give you the username and passwords for Twitter and Instagram and then even into the web page. So maybe you can start maybe doing
Going out and
like a
do some
news.
stuff.
Yeah. Don't get too close to the microphone. Yeah, so you can start doing maybe a newsletter. Maybe you can start doing some social media engagement on Twitter and Instagram. Just stuff like that. So I figure the more active we are on like a daily or every other day kind of basis, in between recording, I think we can start to drum up more listeners and
Okay.
hopefully start to hear from people, and they can tell us what they want to hear and what they like, and then give us like, hey, what they don't like. Speaking of which, so Mackenzie, the night before she left, she did look at our social media stuff and she gave me some feedback. She's like, we don't need to be changing or on every episode. I have every episode titled the Two Old Farts podcast and then season 1 episode, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, you don't need all of that. And drop the word podcast on your page because you're a podcast. You don't need to, that's repetitive. So I did that. And I dropped the Tool Farts podcast on every episode, so now it's just season 1, episode number, and then maybe like a title.
Okay.
So she did listen to it on the way back home. She went back to her apartment yesterday. She said she liked it, but I haven't gotten any more feedback. So
So
maybe you can put a
so
gun to
she's gonna be
Jordan's head
spending.
and get her to listen and give us some feedback as well.
Okay, so she's gonna be spending having New Year's with her friends tonight then.
Oh, she ain't gonna be staying here with the old farts. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, you need to tell us, like, hey, take us with you and then put us on the air and have your friends listen to us so we can post it and see all them folks talking about us at New Year's Eve.
If we could stay awake,
No, we can take this podcast and have her record a little bit. So listen to those two old farts, and stuff
yeah,
like that.
maybe.
Yeah.
So hey,
Everybody,
the old man's podcast. He just posted on Twitter about 12 minutes ago his new episode tonight at 11 Pacific. It's
yeah, he's
Tom's New
gonna be
Year's
on.
Bash. Yep, he will
Yeah.
be on at 11 p.m. Pacific. The
Yeah,
old man's podcast.
he's gonna be downloading and counting down. And I forgot where they're located out of. What city? What?
I, is it Louisiana?
Yeah, maybe. Seemed like I remember reading something about that, but
I'll have to do some more listening and see if I can catch where he's from. But yeah, he's very prolific on social media, particularly on Twitter, and he's always recording his podcasts very regularly. So, and I'm
yeah,
hoping if we can find the right format of either Iris FM or Riverside or some other venue, and with the right equipment, I think on your end instead of the USB stuff, maybe get some XLR, RCA quarter-inch jack stuff. Maybe it'll work. So who knows?
yeah. I hope everyone has a good, safe, and happy New Year's tonight. Uncle Bobby told me they're going downtown to not Cassie's, and I guess they're gonna have a big together down there with the two families and things like that. And so
Okay.
it sounds pretty good, but it was good seeing him, and then Uncle Leonard stopped by and visited with us for a while last night. One of their nephews got married yesterday, so
Who
Terry
did?
went to the wedding, and it's on Terry's side of the family.
Oh, okay.
So, so Terry asked him what time he's coming home. He said, "What time's the wedding over?" you know, you know, Uncle Leonard. He's gonna have something funny to say.
Yep, he is.
But good visit.
So before we go, let me ask you because it is New Year's. Do you believe in New Year's Eve resolutions for the new year, or new me, new you, new me, new year, new me? What do you believe in that stuff or not?
Yeah, I do, but here in the last couple of years, I haven't done too much about making resolutions other than just wishing for good health, and the folks around me and my family have a good year. I definitely think 23 is going to be a better year than 22. I
I
think there's
hope
a lot of
so.
good folks out there. We just don't hear enough about them.
That's true.
How
I
about
don't know.
you?
I don't know if I believe in resolutions. Why wait till a certain specific day of the year? If you're going to make a resolution or a change, you need to make it like right now.
I, I would agree with you. Uh, I just always wish everybody just a good year and make everything better. But you're the ones in charge of that. When you try hard and you have the right ideas and do the right things, I think things do get better. Of course, it's all perspective, I'm sure, but
It
it's
is.
perceptions. But I really do believe there's a lot of good folks out there. We just don't hear about them. Or we
I
don't
agree.
get it broadcast. We hear a few and stuff like that, and just don't sell newspapers.
Yep, they don't. Goodness doesn't sell. If it bleeds, it leads, unfortunately.
Yeah. Of course, I'm not sure how many newspapers out there anymore. It's all social media. And
Yeah, it's
it's all
things are a changing.
instantaneous stuff. Yeah. So
Things are a
anyway,
changing. So, hey, to all the people that listen to our podcast around the world and even in the States, we thank you. Let's see, this during this month, we've had people listening in the United States from Oregon, Idaho, California, Texas, Colorado, Mississippi, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, Virginia, Indiana, Michigan. And yeah, I think that's it.
that's pretty
That's
much
pretty
all
good
across the board with the states in. But we still only got one from Georgia, huh?
so far.
I'm
Oh,
not,
and Washington, D.C.
okay. Maybe the
So,
president's listening to us.
yeah, maybe. I mean, they're
Yeah.
listening to us from coast to coast, literally,
Yeah.
and around the world, and on every continent so far except Antarctica. So I'll take it.
It's just too cold in Antarctica. I'm not sure if the airways will stay defrosted long enough to get something in there.
I know, I know.
Yeah. But
Well, we're at 31 and a half minutes right now, and you know what Aunt Carolyn says.
yeah. Speaking of Aunt Carol, I got to give her a call. I hadn't talked to her in a while and see how things are going back home, and and then yesterday was a sad day. We lost your one of your favorite uncles yesterday, about 4 years ago. So, but, but he had a birthday a few days just prior to that.
On Christmas, on Christmas Day.
Yeah, Christmas Day. So anyway, and I think she's going to be down there with all the family and stuff like that. I saw where Christy's oldest daughter, she like third in state in wrestling and some in her division and stuff like that. And
Okay.
then their
Eh,
oldest son was in Civil Air Patrol, and he's doing some fun things. So it's nice to see that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I saw they had a flight on a C-17 the other day.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
Sure was.
Well,
All
you
right,
have a
old
good
man.
New Year's tonight.
I hope you do too.
Oh, we're gonna
I
we're gonna
just
have a good time. Every time I'm with your mom, and she's happy, and we'll have a drink, and we'll start the new year off right.
I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing this podcast with me this year. I am so thankful to have you and to be doing all of the things that we do. And one of my New Year's resolutions, again, like I told you the other day, is I'm going to work very hard on being more patient with you when we have these technical difficulties. And I think it paid off today because we got through it pretty quickly and pretty
Yeah,
easily.
we did, and
And we
like I
did
said
no
too.
blood was shed, no tears were shed.
Well, I'm not over with yet. Your mom hadn't come in here and figured this thing out yet, so
But you did a lot of the figuring out for yourself.
yeah. But me too. I'm trying to be a lot more patient and understanding that I'm not as good as I used to be on some things, and worse on other things. So I'm trying to get better at that too.
And I
That's what
need
makes it life. That's what makes it fun. I'm gonna tell you, I've had more fun in these last couple of years since you've been retired, just going to our concerts and the things we do, drinking a beer here and there, and that, that means a lot to me. That's what fathers and sons and mothers and daughters and fathers and daughters do.
all
At
right,
least
man. You touched me deep, old man.
I'm gonna reach out and touch you through this screen here in a minute. All
All right.
right. Give Brenda a hug. Tell her mom we said Happy New Year, and
I will.
Mackenzie and Kaylee and Erica and all them. Tina and Jordan, we all love them, and
And you tell
wish them
Tina
all
and
health.
Jordan, you probably see them more often than I do.
No, I don't see them much more than you do.
Uh-oh.
That mile and a half there from here is like same 20 miles from here to you.
Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you. We love you. We're happy that you're listening. Y'all have a happy, safe, and healthy new year.
Absolutely.
I'm
Happy
Chuck.
2023. I'm Lou. Better look at the two old farts. And we're
If
gonna
you
have a
say so.
contest. That's what we'll have to do. We'll have to make a contest and get some people to log in and vote on it. See which one's a better looking of the two old farts.
Or
In
we could
fact,
on the front of the
I got
T-shirt.
less gray hair than you do, so that makes me better looking.
Well, I don't have gray hair anymore, Dad. It's pretty much white now.
All right, we'll see you.
All right, y'all take care. God bless.
Uh, bye.
Bye.